Hello my friends, today we bring you Sandra Bullock's filmography. Hangmen. The security agent of a U.S. Senator, Dick Beale, is responsible for responding to an assassination attempt. During the operation, he accidentally kills several innocent bystanders along with the team. Bionic Showdown, the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. The Bionic Woman and the $6 Million Man reunite, joined by younger Bionic allies, to track down a dangerous Bionic spy whose plans could jeopardize global security and peace. Who Shot Pat? In the late 1950s, at a high school in Brooklyn, students deal with racial tensions and random gunfire, which injures one of the teenagers. The others are now searching for the culprit. The Preppie Murder. The story of a young woman found dead, leading police to investigate. Evidence points to a man she left a party with, who claims her death was an accident during rough sex. Religion, Inc. Morris Codman, a failed musician, has a vision of God and creates a politically incorrect religion to make money, becoming a successful entrepreneur as he gains followers. When the party's over, 3 women and a 20-year-old gay man share a house in Los Angeles, while their boyfriends and a younger brother come and go, creating a unique dynamic full of twists and turns. Love Potion Number 9. 2 scientists, awkward with the opposite sex, experiment with a substance that makes them irresistible to anyone who hears them speak. However, they soon discover that the power of attraction can have unexpected consequences. The Vanishing. Jeff goes on vacation with his girlfriend, Diane, who mysteriously disappears at a gas station. 3 years later, obsessed with finding her, he uncovers clues about her whereabouts. The Thing Called Love. Hoping to become a country music star, Miranda Presley moves from New York to Nashville. She works as a waitress and meets 2 men who compete for her heart, each with their own intentions and promises of a future together. Demolition Man. John Spartan and Simon Phoenix are frozen in cryo prison. In 2032, Spartan is thawed and finds San Angeles, a pacifist society. With Phoenix on the loose, Spartan teams up with Officer Lenina to stop him. Fire on the Amazon. In the Bolivian Amazon, deforestation is increasing due to cattle ranching. After the murder of Rubber Tapper leader Rafael Santos, photographer RJ investigates the case, becoming involved with Lisa Rothman. Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. In Florida, 2 lonely elderly men form an unlikely friendship. Frank, a talkative former captain, seeks romance, while Walter, a shy former barber, flirts with a young waitress at the bar. Speed. Howard Payne threatens Los Angeles with explosives. After planting bombs on a bus, Jack Traven must save the passengers without slowing down, while the inexperienced Annie takes the wheel. Who Do I Gotta Kill? Jimmy, a struggling writer, accepts a job with his mafia uncle, seeking first-hand material for a book about conspiracies and the assassination of JFK, while getting involved in dangerous situations. While You Were Sleeping. Lucy, a lonely Chicago subway worker, saves Peter from a robbery, but he falls into a coma. Mistaken for his girlfriend, she finds herself caught in misunderstandings while starting to fall in love with his brother. The Net. Angela Bennett, a computer analyst, receives a floppy disk from a deceased colleague and uncovers a global conspiracy. Forced to go on the run, her identity is erased, and she fights to prove who she is while trying to survive. 2 If by Sea. Roz dreams of a stable life with her boyfriend, a thief. He promises that the last heist will be on the island, where he will sell a painting and rekindle their romance, but things don't go as planned. A Time to Kill. The town of Canton, Mississippi, becomes a powder keg when a fearless lawyer and his assistant defend a vengeful black man who killed the white man who murdered his daughter, sparking an uprising from local racist groups. In Love and War. Reporter Ernest Hemingway, who works as an ambulance driver in Italy during World War I, is injured in the line of duty and, while recovering in the hospital, falls in love with nurse Agnes Kurowski. Speed 2, Cruise Control. Annie Porter is excited about the cruise her boyfriend buys, but the couple doesn't know there is a plan to hijack the ship shortly after Annie discovers the truth about Alex's profession. Hope Floats. Birdie Pruitt discovers she's being cheated on and returns to her hometown with her daughter to start over. There, she faces the disdain of old acquaintances but finds support in Justin, who becomes more than a friend. Practical magic. Sally and Gillian Owens, from a family of witches, try to resurrect Gillian's boyfriend but accidentally release an evil spirit that threatens their lineage, while police officer Gary Hallett begins to suspect. Welcome to Hollywood. A young actor struggling to make it in Hollywood catches the eye of a determined film director whose sole focus becomes helping him achieve his dream, even if it means pushing both of them to their limits. Forces of nature. Ben's flight is canceled the day before his wedding. Now, he and an unknown seatmate try to find another way to reach their final destination in time for the ceremony. Gun-shy. Charlie, a respected narcotics agent about to retire, suffers a nervous breakdown and becomes involved with a nurse. Now, he tries to pursue the romance while dealing with his own nerves. 28 Days. Gwen Cummings, a New York writer, leads a life of partying until, after drinking too much with her boyfriend, she crashes the limousine at her sister's wedding. As a consequence, the judge orders her to undergo rehabilitation. Lisa Picard is famous. Lisa Picard is an actress aspiring to stardom, but so far, she has only failed miserably. However, a documentarian named Andrew believes that Lisa is talented and is about to be discovered by the industry. Miss Congeniality. The FBI uncovers a terrorist plot during the Miss United States pageant and decides to infiltrate the awkward agent Gracie Hart into the competition to dismantle the threat. Murder by numbers. The body of a young woman is found in San Benito, California. A persistent detective and her new partner uncover a crucial clue, linking two brilliant young people to the murder. Divine Secrets of the U.S. Sisterhood. Cicely Walker, a playwright, reveals her difficult relationship with her mother, Vivi. Three women kidnap Seda and take her to Louisiana, showing her a scrapbook of Vivi's past to bring mother and daughter closer. 2 weeks' notice. Lucy Kelson, a lawyer, works for billionaire George Wade to save a community center. Frustrated with his dependence on her, she quits and hires June as her replacement, but begins to doubt her decision as she feels jealous. Crash. Racial tensions arise in Los Angeles, where characters from different ethnic backgrounds cross paths in an incident. Social stereotypes affect their judgments and attitudes, creating conflicts and tensions for everyone. Loverboy. Neglected by her parents in childhood, Emily decides to become a mother as an adult. However, motherhood becomes an obsession, and her son Paul becomes the center of suffocating attention. Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous. Gracie Hart, now in the FBI, deals with fame, but her new partner, Sam Fuller, is unimpressed. The two must put aside their differences when Gracie's friend, Cheryl, goes missing. The Lake House. A doctor falls in love with an architect with whom she exchanges notes. When they discover they live in the same day, but with a 2-year difference, they try to unravel the mystery of their romance. Infamous. In 1954, Truman Capote goes to Kansas to investigate the murder of a family and gets close to the killers in prison. Over 6 years, he documents the story, which becomes his masterpiece, In Cold Blood. Premonition. Linda Hansen is informed that her husband has died. However, when she wakes up the next day, he is fine, and everything seems like a nightmare. Now, she must figure out what is true and what isn't to save her family. The Proposal. Margaret Tate pretends to be engaged to her assistant, Andrew, to avoid deportation. He takes her to Alaska to meet his eccentric family, and together they face challenges while following through with the marriage plan. All About Steve. After a blind date, Mary Horowitz, a crossword puzzle creator, falls in love with Steve, a cameraman. Convinced they are soulmates, she follows him across the country, making friends and reflecting on the reasons for this journey. The Blind Side. Michael O'Hare, a poor and homeless young man, is taken in by the Toohey family, who help him discover his academic and football potential, profoundly and unexpectedly transforming his life. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. A 9-year-old boy loses his father in the 9/11 attacks and finds a key, believing it is a message from him. He embarks on an emotional journey across the city to find the lock it opens. The Heat. FBI agent Sarah Ashburn and police officer Shannon Mullins, completely incompatible, must team up to catch a drug dealer and end up becoming an unlikely duo. Gravity. Dr. Ryan Stone and astronaut Matt Kowalski work together to survive after an accident leaves them completely adrift in space, with no connection to Earth and no hope of rescue. Our brand is Crisis. Political consultant Jane Bodine, retired, returns to action to help Pedro Castillo in his presidential campaign, manipulating viewpoints to make him the ideal candidate, even knowing he will betray everyone once in office. Ocean's 8. Fresh out of prison, Debbie Ocean recruits her former partner Lou to steal a $150 million diamond necklace during the Met Gala, assembling a team of women for the heist. Bird Box. Mysterious entities invade Earth with their terrifying presence. Those who see them instantly take their own lives. The world collapses, but a mother fights to find a safe place to live with her children. The Unforgivable. After serving time for a violent crime, Ruth returns to society, which refuses to forgive her past. Discriminated against in the place she once called home, her only hope is to find her sister, whom she was forced to leave behind. The Lost City. The brilliant and reclusive author Loretta Sage writes popular adventure novels, with the handsome model Alan featured on the covers. During the promotional tour for her new book, Loretta is kidnapped. Bullet Train. On a high-speed bullet train from Tokyo to Morioka, 5 professional assassins discover they are on a mission to accomplish the same objective, triggering a complex web of confrontation and strategy. Who would you like to see in the next video? Write in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.